Hey monkeys, we're back. You're watching Guitar Quackery live on YouTube. You're watching a replay of a live stream. Yeah, so, or maybe you're just joining in now and you're actually watching it live. I don't know. All right, so we got some work to do. This isn't the first time we are seeing this guitar on the workbench. So here it is. It's a Univox Hi-Flier guitar. And if you watched part 1, this is now part 2, then you should be familiar with this guitar. So you know that we need to change this bridge. There are quite a few things wrong with it. I'm not going to repeat everything. And we need to install this bridge in its place. This is a roller bridge with different bridge posts than this bridge uses. These bridge posts were not installed properly, but it doesn't matter. They're in the wrong place, right? This is why we had bad string alignment, and that's the wrong bridge for this guitar. Now, it's not the original bridge. Quite a few things aren't original. And this is a better bridge that will work better. But the problem is, well, it's not a problem. We just have work to do. So, okay, let's call it a problem. Let me focus here. So, yeah, let's remove this bridge plate. And let's have a quick look. So I already removed this once. Now, these pickups aren't original. You can see the gap here. So a lot of things were not installed properly on this guitar by previous... I don't even want to assume that it was technicians, maybe just guitar owners, I don't know. The current owner bought it used. So you can see, they didn't get it right the first time, so they drilled again, and they still didn't get it right because this bridge was installed in the wrong place, kind of like too much in this direction. So the strings were slipping, if I recall correctly. So we need to put this bridge here. But here's the thing. I need to drill large holes for these, all right? And this needs to be just right. If this isn't 100% right, then it doesn't work. So these are a little bit loose. That's how it needs to be. Because sometimes the bridge, when it's adjusted up and down, it could be adjusted at a slight angle to have lower action on the treble side. So if these are really tight, then it doesn't work, right? So this is a little bit, there's a little bit of slack by design, okay? But the center to center positions need to be just right, okay? Because the slack needs to be working for the eventual adjustments that we need to dial in when we do the setup on the guitar, right? So I don't want to practice on the guitar. So we're not going to work on the guitar today. This is why I have this practice block. And today I'm going to be installing this bridge on this practice block right here, right? And if everything works out, so I could install it like that, okay? If everything works out on the practice block, then and only then will I be installing it using the same method on the actual guitar. Now, the best way to drill these holes would be on a good drill press. Dr. Jeffrey Boyle is in the house. Hello, doctor. I even had to buy a special drill bit for this. And now I stuffed other things inside of the container, so I can't pull it out. So this is for another project. So here's the drill bit. Oh, come on. I have 2 drill bits inside. Okay, so that's the one. Right? Check this out. Oh, Dr. Sean Barnes says, hello, Doctor. Hello, Dr. Sean. Yeah, so this is the special size drill bit, okay, for these bridge posts. Let me show you the bridge posts again. So these are the bridge posts, okay? So, yeah, this has to be just right. And these things are made on CNC machines, so it's not really at the factory, right? It's not really drilled with a drill bit, but this is the closest I could find in special sizes that I think should work for this, okay? So this was purchased only for this project. Now, like I said, I'll practice on this. If everything works out, then we'll do this on the next live stream, during the next live stream. So the problem is, so the best way to drill this would be to drill on the drill press. But there's a problem, you see? A drill press has a column like this, right? So it has a bed, a vertical column, and then the drill press is like that. So now the distance between the spindle center and the edge of the column on my drill press, when you put the guitar against the drill press like this, is too short. I cannot drill it where it needs to be drilled. I have a drill press, so that's at the fabrication shop in Brooklyn. I have a drill press, a pretty good one, and I also have a milling machine, which is even better than a drill press, and it can function as a drill press, just more precise. And even on the milling machine, that distance is slightly too short. So I can't do this on my drill press, neither on my drill press nor on my milling machine, right? So I had to come up with a solution. Now, you can't just use a hand drill and hope to drill at a 90-degree angle. It's just not going to happen. And like I said, these posts need to be installed exactly at a 90-degree angle, at the exact distance from each other, and the exact distance from in this direction, right? So my first thought was to make, my first idea was to make a wooden block like this. Well, it's really a jig, a guide for, let me remove the drill bit. A guide for the drill bit. Now this hole was drilled with the actual drill bit, so it's you know, tight, and it holds it nicely tight inside, right? So why don't I move the guitar away, because like I said, we are not going to be practicing any drilling on the actual guitar. Let me put it away. I am going to be practicing my drilling on this wooden block, okay? Now, the problem with this method, which is the first quote-unquote solution that I came up with, was that we need to nail it 100%. We need to nail the distance between the two holes 100%, right? There can't be even a fraction of a millimeter off, okay? So that's really hard to do. So this isn't a good solution, which is why I did come up with a better solution, okay? And it's so obvious now, but that was not my first idea. And the better solution is this. Okay, so check this out. Focus. All right, this camera isn't cooperating right now. Okay, so this is it. All right, so this is the solution. Okay, very simple. I fabricated this on my milling machine, and this needs to be mounted here firmly, and then I'm going to, you see this is pretty deep, right? I'm going to use it as a guide to drill at a 90-degree angle into the wooden block. And once I drill this hole, the first one, let's say the base side, then I will drill the hole on the treble side. So now we need to make a depth stop. We need to mark it off somehow. And that I will do now, okay? So, so here we have this situation, right? Where we're drilling through the guide. We don't need this anymore. And we need to drill it to this depth, like this, okay? So let's mark it off. So this is a little bit deeper than we need to drill. Let me see. Just like that. That's it. Just a hair deeper. Okay, we want to have a little bit of a gap, okay, under the bushing. So now how do we mark it off? I'm simply going to put some tape there. Just a tape, right? So that's that. And now I just put the tape here. Okay. I just messed it up. Ah, come on. All right. Is that good? Please. Okay. So let me check, double check. Okay. So we have a little gap there. Okay. So now let's remove this. See, it's quite tight. I could trim this. It's not critical, but yeah, let me just trim it a little bit. How about that? Okay. We're going to use this yellow tape and super glue to make kind of like a double-sided tape. So that's how it works. We'll take the tape, okay, like this. And we put some tape here as well. So, to be honest with you, I haven't really thought this through completely. So, I'm doing that as we speak. And now we need to open up these holes simply with an X-Acto blade. So this is because I'm thinking this through as we speak, right? That's another good reason why we don't practice on the actual guitar. Like some other people might do. I don't know. I don't. Okay. Which is why I get the big bucks. Have you seen the sign? Okay, so yeah. I'll show you the sign in front of the door. I had some customers today. Well, you were kind of watching it. Some of you watched the previous live stream, and one of the customers said, "Oh, maybe I'll bring my bass." I said, "You know, just look at my price list before you bring it." I don't know if I said that during the live stream or after. I gave away 2 guitars today. And to be honest with you, they did me a favor. Because I bought a whole bunch of guitars to do guitar giveaways, and it's just been a nightmare. And these people showed up with a garbage guitar. Where's the garbage guitar? Here. Look at this. So someone tried to fix it with Gorilla Glue. Yeah, a loose neck joint. There's still a gap here. The action is really high. You can drive a truck under the strings. And I'm going to use this guitar, so I swapped the guitar. I said I'm keeping this so I can make a video or maybe a couple of videos for YouTube and Instagram. Okay, back to this. All right, so we're thinking this through together, right? This is a collaboration here on YouTube, almost. So, yeah, so the idea is to put some super glue and then just mount it like this, clamp it, or, you know, put a heavy weight, and then when it's completely secure, we can drill through. Okay, it's going to drill at a 90-degree angle, and everyone will live happily ever after. But on the actual guitar, we can just arbitrarily put it somewhere, right? So we will need to find the center line of the bridge and then mark off these 2 positions, which is why we are going to practice the same on this one. So, except we don't have a neck for alignment, so I'm just going to draw a line like this, all right? And then, okay, so we'll assume once we find the center line, so hold on. So if we did have a neck, let's think about this. So the neck width is how much? I'm going to take a measurement off of the guitar. Okay, so with a caliper, and I'm going to mark it off here then. Let's see, how wide is the neck heel? Okay, I'm not really interested in the number. I'm just going to lock it. I'll even turn that off. And I'm simply going to draw this here. So just like that, I'm going to take some more tape, put it here. And let's say that this is my neck width. Okay, so normally I would put this straight edge against the neck and just project the line like this. So here we are just going to improvise. So it's not at a 90-degree angle, right? So let's say like this. And here we have the opposite situation where it's a little bit off this way. Okay, we're just eyeballing it. Okay, and then based on this, I guess this is the bridge we don't want. We need to find a position for the bridge. So on the actual guitar, I am actually going to take my time to measure everything and double check and triple check everything. But here, I'm just kind of like thinking through the process, and I'm saying, well, this is not a 90-degree situation here. All right. So let's use this. So that's the line that counts, okay? Not the upper one, but the lower line. Okay. So on this one, I am just going to eyeball where is the should be the bridge position. And I guess on the actual guitar, I am going to eventually take a tape like this and perhaps do this on the actual guitar once I know where the bridge should be. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so we're not going to do what the other person did, just kind of start drilling holes. This is why we think everything. We think about everything. We think it through. And on the actual guitar, I might, I think I will put strings or something. Well, not actual guitar strings, like maybe like dental floss or something, just to make sure I have everything aligned in place of the two, the high and the low E strings, okay? And now this is where I want to use this size drill bit. It is a brad point drill bit, so it's got this point in the middle. And I want to hold it at a 90-degree angle. Find it loosely where it is and just make a little impression on both sides. Okay, now I can remove the bridge and I can mark off these 2 points. Now, there's a dimple there. There's a little hole, right? Okay, so that's that. So now we need to figure out how to mount this exactly where it needs to be. And yeah, I have an idea. Look at that. So we could do this. We could do this. All right. Let me see. If I place this inside, see, now it would be good to have 2 of these. Yeah. Again, I didn't think this through. So let me mount this here. So now that brad point is finding this dimple. And you know what? So that's my alignment on the bass side. And here I can view through here and align it. It's good enough, I think. And now I can just mount this here. And here now when I remove it, And we're going to do this on the actual guitar, right? I can put a super glue here. Oh, I see. So in this direction, we also have to hit it back the same way. So I do need this for alignment. Okay, just sticking out a little bit. And now I can use the super glue. So I have this Gorilla super glue here. It's fine. 6 people watching. One, two, three. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Five comments, 6 people watching. Okay. So here, how about this? Do I have enough, or do I need to buy more? I think I'm going to have to buy some more. Okay. Okay, I think this is plenty. And again, I use this for positioning. And now I need to push it down like that. And see, this is moving like this, right? And I want to just lift it a little bit, maybe. And, oh, this moved. You see, this is why it's good to practice on, you know, corpses, cadavers. So, like this, and I want to put a paperweight on top. So I'll just put, how about this little vise? And with this practice run, I will learn a lot. I mean, it's gonna tell me if this is solid enough to actually attempt this on a guitar, right? If you think about it. And yeah. So it's a stronger glue joint if you put a bunch of little dots and lines than if you just spread the glue on the entire surface, I think. Okay. So now, while this is, so this needs to dry, okay? So let me clear my workbench. Okay, so we did the guitar giveaways. And like I said, I really feel like a heavy weight has been lifted off my shoulders because I didn't know what to do with those guitars anymore. It's been a nightmare trying to organize guitar giveaways for the main channel. In fact, I recorded 2 giveaways that I haven't even published, and I don't think I will publish because they weren't good, right? I gave away a Gretsch guitar streamliner, Gretsch, to someone. This is a garbage guitar, by the way. Not even good for a giveaway. So I gave away a streamliner Gretsch to someone here who rehearses here. And, man, you know, it was just a little painful to watch the recordings. So I decided not to do the, not to edit it into a video. And then I gave away 2 guitars. So that was a streamliner. Oh yeah. So 2 guitars to 2 people that came together, just like today. And so those people, I gave them, what was it? Oh, a Strat, a Squire Strat, and a smaller size acoustic Fender, parlor size. That was the word I was looking for. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So now we have this. Seems to be solid. Okay. And now we can start drilling, maybe. I hope. And you know what? Why don't I put some, like a mat or something? Because I don't want to have like a whole bunch of wood. Sorry. Wood shavings in the sawdust. Well, without, you know, it's like sawdust is from sawing. So wood shavings, I guess. I don't know. Oh, this is also something I fabricated today. Let me show you. While that thing is still doing its thing, I really want the glue to be completely cured. So these are extendos for the Univox Hi-Flier bass. And what do you know? So this is for the Hi-Flier bass. This is for the Hi-Flier Univox guitar. Is this good? I hope so. All right. So yeah, so for the bass strings, and I have the strings right here. So let's take one of the strings and test it while this is doing its thing. Because I don't want this jig to move, right? So let's take the thick string, low E. So, and now this, oh, it's too, see, I'm glad I checked. Okay, so I'm going to have to modify these. So this doesn't fit on the inside. Oh, I know why. Okay, so you see, this is why, in theory, there's no difference between theory and practice, but in practice there is. So, in theory, so this is the mistake that I ended up, that messed me up. Hold on, I'll show you. Oh, come on. I'm sleepy now. Okay, so I measured this and I said, okay, what I need to do is use the 1/4-inch drill bit. No, I should have measured it diagonally, you see. Diagonal measurement. And then a little more makes it 19/64. And a little more makes it 5/16. So that's the measurement I want. That's the drill bit. Or what did we say? 19/64 might be okay. If I have that size, I do. 19/64. So I'm going to write that on this. 19/64. All right. Instead of writing it on the paper, I have it written right on the workpiece. 19/64 of an inch. Because, yeah, I have inch-size drill bits here, okay, in this country. And if we go to decimal inches, this is what it is. Or 0.3. So 0.3 would work. Come on. All right. And what is that in fractional inches? It's still 19/64. So let me write that down as well. What did we say? Okay. 0.3, like this. I'm going to write inches, okay? So now I have it both ways, and I guess I'll know what to do. So back to the fabrication shop. I was hoping to install these today, although it is kind of late. I actually did a whole bunch of work today already. Well, I made these this morning. So this goes back. I made something for the base that I'm fixing. There's like a cheap base here I'm fixing for someone that, yeah, I wish he didn't bring it, but he did, so. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be a quick fix. All right. So now let's go back to this project. We're going to start drilling now. Oh yeah, so I said that I wanted to put a mat down on the workbench. Well, I have these, I have this. Okay, let's just do it. the switcher handy. Where's my switcher? Here. Okay. I just need to charge something here. Put on the charger. So camera 2. So I'm going to be switching between this camera and this one. So I'm holding it at a 90-degree angle now. And sometimes it's a good idea to do counterclockwise first and push it down. And now clockwise. Okay, that's what we want to see. So this looks pretty good. And you see this doesn't move. So that's why I'm testing things, right? I just want to make sure it works. Yeah, so I'll be recording a whole bunch of tutorials for the main channel because I really need to put in place good monetization strategies. So the main channel is going to have tutorials, and I might lift this recording for the main channel, so people can still get it for free, right? But then they got to watch through the whole live stream or whatnot. And if they want to support the channel, then they pay. Okay, so now we need to remove this thing. Okay, so I no longer need this here, obviously. I can keep this here for now. And yeah, let's put this here. I think it looks good, right? What do you think? And now we can install these. And look, it's a friction fit. So pretty tight. So how do you remove these once you install them? So to be honest with you, I don't feel like I should be pushing them down all the way on this test piece. This is fine. So how do you remove? You get the same size, and this is metric. I forget which size it is. I gotta measure it. Maybe M7, M6 or M7. Just a long bolt, and then you just screw it in, and then this hits the bottom and it lifts the bushing. But right now, I think we can just keep it this way. And then mount the bridge. Okay, the moment of truth. Here's the bridge. It's going to go in this direction. Okay, look at that. Just the right amount of slack. So now you can, the slack is by design so that you can lift the bass side more than the treble side, right? Because if it was very tight, you wouldn't be able to do this. So you can have like a differential action between the bass and the treble sides. So I'm happy with this, and I feel confident that that this is going to work on the actual guitar. And I think that you guys noticed that I'm losing focus, so that's not a good time for me to drill the guitar. I really need to be completely focused on this. So for the actual guitar, but we can still talk about it. I need to remove everything from the face of the guitar. Why? Because, so this will be in the way, right? The pickguard needs to be removed. The pickups need to be removed. I might be able to keep this, but yeah, everything needs to be removed. And I will do this, a removal during the next live stream. It's not a big project, so the pickups are basically soldered to the switch, right? Switch, I guess, yeah. Volume, tone. I wonder which switch is here. I think it's that box switch, the import cheap box switch. But look at this. This worked out really well. Okay. One thing that we do need to check before we do any drilling, that's the pretty thin guitar. Yeah, man, we need to check this. So, I did think of this before. I just kind of forgot to follow through on this one. So what's the thickness of this guitar body? So first of all, make sure we're zeroed out. I'm gonna measure in millimeters. The good units. 30.5. 30.36, so it's not uniformed. 30.4. Okay, let's call it 30 millimeters. And now we have this situation. So let's remove the tape. I'm gonna mark this as the top. Does it matter? Not really. Okay, so let's put this through. Okay. all the way. Okay. And now I want to do this. So I have 31. So let's call it, well, we measured 30 millimeters, right? So now that's the thickness of the guitar, okay? And here we have from the tip to here we have a 25 basically. So we can confidently drill to this depth, 25-ish millimeters, right? Because we still have 5 millimeters left, which is about this much, right? Okay. And by the way, so where are the bridge posts? I want to know what screw size this is. I think this is going to be M6. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think? M7? No, it's M8, I think. Oh, okay. Because like this says 7.74, so it's probably M8. Okay, kids, that's it. So I think I convinced you that this is a much needed procedure, you know, to do it on a practice piece first. Yeah. But like anything else that requires this kind of non-standard work procedure, I actually had to think through the whole thing, take my time to think through, and figure out how I was gonna do this, because like I said initially, I thought I was going to just be using this block first on one side and on the other side. But if you think about it, I wouldn't be able to just hold it in place. This is a much bigger surface, and the trick with a double-sided tape seems to work well. And I'm still nervous a little bit always about doing a job like this, because you can cause irreversible damage when you do this kind of work. I'm sleepy. I gotta go. Oh, I still want to work on this bass, but the guy didn't get back to me, so maybe not. Yeah. Okay. I really need to go home, so I still need to clean the workbench. What time is it? It's 11. Well, it's going to be 11 once I clean my workbench. I'll be home by midnight, maybe after midnight. So I do need to go. All right. So sorry, I can't continue. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.